Hello everyone, my name is Folami and I work with Hem Trading as a head trainer. Now I'm going to do a short video here to let you know how you could fix your predetermined risk before pulling the trigger. What do I mean? Now many times you see traders take trades. They have a position on the trade, whether they're long or short, and you see them not knowing what exactly their risk is. Now I'm going to show you how you could be on a trade and you could, before pulling the trigger, have a fixed, a predetermined risk. Now what do I mean by predetermined risk? Now if you look at this button here, this is the new order button, and this is where we take the trade. So by saying the word pull the trigger, what I mean by the word pull the trigger is by clicking on either sell or buy. Now in this case, now for example, I'm going to work with an example of say for example you have a $2,000 account, and you can be rest assured that you only want to take those trades that will afford you risk not more than 2% or 3% of your equity. I repeat, for example, you have a $2,000 account and you have to take only those trades that will afford you a risk not more than 3% of your equity. Now I'm going to use a simple strategy here, and if you have been following this video series, you will notice that some time ago a colleague of mine, Victor Andrews, there was a short video he posted here talking about how you could trade using the trend line. So I'm going to use an example of such. Just follow me, you're going to get it. Now for example, I'm going to place a trend line on this trade. There's a chart. This is what? There's a pound USD daily chart. I'm going to fix a trend line on this chart, and that's going to help us see where we're going. Now look at it. This is how we do it. This is trend line. Click on your trend line, and once you've done that, you're going to connect. Now a trend line is a line connecting the low point or the high. So that means you want to, for an uptrend, you want to connect at least two lows together and extend to the future, and for a downtrend you want to connect the highs down, sloping down. Now this trend is hot trend. Even a little boy will tell you that I see price going up here. That tells you the trend is bullish, uptrend. Now for this trade, now if I click from this point and I connect it this way by clicking and holding, I connect it to this point and I extend what to the future. That means I have what? I have a trend line. Let me fix it properly. Yeah, this way I can say I have a trend line. You could extend further. Now what this means is this. Now the trend is what? Bullish. I just taught you something. Now this one is the simplest way you could get the trend of the market. If I ask you what is the trend in this market, you could tell me quickly that the pound dollar pair is what? Bullish. That means the trend is what? Tilted to the upside. But that's not where I'm going. I want to teach you how that you could place a trade, and before the trade hits your stop loss or your take profit, you could be sure, you could be rest assured, knowing fully well your risk on that trade. Now in Victor's video, one of the things he said is that whenever you're trading with the trend line, you want to take your trade, your buy trade, because the trend is up when price is approaching the trend line bounds. Now this way, this is a trend line. While when price, we connected this point and we extend to the future. As at this point that price is coming to what? Extend, coming to bounce on the trend line. These are the places where you want to take your buy trade. You don't want to buy here. This is way too high. Price is gone. You want to buy low around here and what? Sell high. So let's say for example around this period I wanted to take a buy trade. Now I want to take a buy trade around what? This area. Buy around this area. Now you'll recall in some of the videos I did here also, when you're taking a buy trade, what it means is that, no, this is not properly done. Let me correct it. Yeah, this is good. Now when you're taking a buy trade, what it simply means is that you want to take a position on the fact that that currency pair is going to what? Be on the increase, price is going to rise. Now in that case your stop loss will be what? Below the entry. So your stop loss will be below the entry. Now let's say in this case now you use a stop loss around this area. Put your stop loss around this area. We could even give it a name and say text, and you come to this place. The purpose of this class, let's Let's give it a name. That's stop loss. Let me say stop loss. When you have this as your stop loss, let's give it a color and say red, and you click red. Now this is your stop loss. This is your entry. Let's give it a name also. This is entry. Click on this place. It says what? Your entry. Now if this is your entry, this is ENTRY as your entry price. Now this is your entry level. Now where I'm going is this: if you have a $2,000 account and you're taking this trade, why? Because you're taking it buy around when price is coming back to the retest of the trend line, you're taking it buy here. Your stop loss should be this place. Now how do you tell, all right, I have a $2,000 account and I only want to risk $100? I have a $2,000 account and I only want to risk $50. Yeah, I have a $10,000 account, but my risk on this trade is just $50. Yes, it's very possible. Now a lot of professionals have told us that, and what is obtainable, what I do is that I never risk more than 2% of my equity. I say that again, never risk more than 2% of your equity. Now remember, money management is key. No matter the trading strategy, no matter what you trade, your money management must be what? Sound. Now let's move on. For example, if I take a buy trade from you, now let's say I want to risk 3% of my account. I want to risk 3% of my account. For example, for this trade, I'm going to take a risk of 2%. Now, for this example, if the account balance is $2,000 and you are to take, those traders will afford you risk more than 3% of your account. That means traders will not afford you risk more. I want to risk just 3% of account. That means your risk per trade should not exceed $60. And your potential return on this trade would be at least 2 times. That is $120. That's about 1:2 risk reward. Now when you're taking trades like this using the trend line, below your trend line is where the best place for you to put your stop loss. That's why we have our stop loss below the trend line to put your stop loss. Now it says it is imperative that you adjust your lot size accordingly so that you will not risk more than your predetermined risk. Yes, because if you were taking a buy around here, probably your stop loss will not be this far. Now I want to show you how that your stop loss pips, the risk in pips in your stop loss will affect the lot size you use. Now for this trade, let's say for example the risk in pips, and if I take a buy trade from here and from this point here, it has a risk of 50 pips. That means if the market goes against me, and instead of the market moving up, begins to turn down, that means I have a risk of 50 pips. Now in this case, now note, there's something called your risk in pips. My risk in pips is what? Distance between my entry price and my stop. I repeat, my risk in pips is distance between my entry price and my stop. Now if I want to take a trade from here, and this is my risk in pips, and remember I want to risk just 3% of my account, which is what? $60. Now this is how I'm going to do. There's a simple formula which I'm going to tell you. Risk amount in pips, that's your risk amount in dollars divided by your risk amount in pips divided by 10. That's the formula. I repeat, risk amount in dollars divided by your risk amount in pips, all divided by 10. That way you're going to know the appropriate lot size for you. Now for this example, since you have a $2,000 account and you want to risk just $60, which is what? Which is 3% of your account, and from your entry price to the stop loss which you want to use, I'm not saying you should always use 50 pips stop loss, don't get me wrong. There are times you take a trade and the best stop loss for that trade is 100 pips or 80 pips. Now it depends. Now for example here, this is a 50 pip stop loss. So what I'm going to do is to divide my risk amount in dollars, that is the $60, divided by risk in pips, that is 50 pips, all divided by 10. And if we do that, that is 60 divided by 50 divided by 10. I'm going to have 0.12. Did you try that? Yes, 0.12. So that means if I take a trade here and I go with the lot size 0.12 here, and my risk in pips is $50, that means 0.12, which means what? $1.20 times 50, in case the market goes against me, times 50 pips, I'll just lose $60. That's how beforehand you could be in the know of your risk. You want to know what your risk is. You don't just want to place a trade and walk away only to come back and notice that the market has taken 7%, 8% of your account. No. Professional traders always know what they're doing beforehand. Yes. Once you have a trade plan and you've decided that you would only risk 3% of your equity or 2% of your equity, just find out how much is 2% of my equity. 2% of for example, I just did now 3%, and 3% of $2,000 is $60. Now the formula is this: my risk amount in dollars, which is $60, divided, I repeat, divided by the risk in pips, then all divided by 10. And my risk amount in dollars is 60. My risk in pips is actually from this entry point to this point, which is what? 50 pips divided by 10. I'll get 0.12. So I'll come here right away and click on new order. Now volume here, you have to type what you got. That will be 0.12. Now if you do this and I click buy, that means I'm going to take the trade around here, knowing fully well that my risk is what? If market comes against me, I only lose $60, and that's how it's done. Thank you.